Hey, what's up, guys? Jo here. Bringing you an NHL 14 GM commentary. Bad news. I lost the audio to it, so right now you're just seeing me going through the settings. Hit a button on my Elgato gaming recording thing, and it said click this button and you reduce outside sound, and ended up killing the audio, which kind of sucks. But oh well, we'll go on without it. Basically saying here, I'm doing a GM commentary. I'm gonna play through a GM's career, not too long, maybe 5 seasons, depending on how it's going. I like playing GM on hard difficulty, full simulation. I'm not gonna play any of the games. I'm using the Edmenton Oilers. I've wanted to use Edmenton Oilers before, just haven't done it. Now I finally get to Taylor Hall, the Nuge, Eberle, bringing them all together, trying to make a big playoff push, fix the defense up, and just I enjoy hockey, and currently, since I can't play on live, this is something I could do offline, and it's still entertaining, at least to me. But for the Edmonton Oilers, in this video, what it's going to consist of is me cleaning up the roster, basically going through the depth chart and our depth just to see what we got. Do we have any trading assets? Since we're going to be going through a rebuild this year, we're accepting the rebuild. Who are we going to keep? And a few names on my mind of who we're going to keep are obviously the first line of the Nuge, Hall, and Eberle. We're going to go. You're seeing the contract situation. The Nuge, Hall, and Eberle are all $6 million. They're on some big deals, but that's not a problem. They are all performers. They all do well. They will put up the points, even though we are in a rebuild, because they're still good players. Uh, as of depth, we do have Perron. Ferentz is the defender I'm looking to move. He does have a alright contract, and he has some decent trade value, which I was kind of surprised with to see. But Perron's a nice second liner, two-way forward, can get the goals that we need, and he's on a good contract. Gagne, he's a guy that I might think about moving, but he's got the age for the rebuild, so I kind of like it. He's at 4.8 million. That is kind of expensive, but we'll see as it goes on. Again, it's a rebuild. If he does get his overall up, maybe we keep him, maybe we don't. I'm not really too sure yet. But now Yakupov, he's on his big boy deal right now at 3.7 million for the next 2 seasons, and so is the defenseman Schultz. Petrie here, as you see, he's got Red Star potential, 25. He fits the age, and he's a decent defender. Maybe possibly a top four defender for us, depending on how he gets boosts in his overalls. But we'll see as it goes on. And here, Justin Schultz, probably going to be our best power play guy on defense, and hopefully he has some decent defensive categories. So we'll see. Boyd Gordon, another guy I'm looking to trade. He's a good grinder, perfect third line center. He's got great faceoffs, discipline, defensive categories. I love it. Only thing is he's $3 million. We don't got to be paying $3 million to a third line center. He's just not going to fit it. Age isn't too bad, but still. Ryan Smith over here, he's at a disadvantage. I don't like him. He's 37 years old. Got a pretty big contract for a 37-year-old, 2.25. We got Ryan Jones, another good depth guy. Frazier, Larson, good depth defenders, maybe bottom six guys that we'll eventually use. But now we're going to skip on over to the roster moves, show the depth we have in the AHL and the potential that we have moving forward. For the AHL, we have the 4.5-star potential Darnell Nurse, great defenseman. Hopefully, in the next few years, maybe by year 2 or 3, he'll be good to go. Maybe top four, maybe not top two with how everybody else progresses. But this guy, Oscar Klefbom, another good guy. He's 1 year away from being NHL ready. One more year down in the minors. And the guy below him is Harak. He's a center sniper. Great guy. Also 1 year away at 76 overall. Once we get him up there, hopefully he can replace Boyd Gordon. And maybe, depending on how good he gets, maybe he can replace Gagne. Goalies, we have Faths and Scrivens. Both kind of expensive goalies. We don't have too much depth in goalie prospects, but that's okay. I have a goalie in mind I'm thinking about getting in Jacob Markstrom of the Vancouver Canucks. These are the updated rosters, so you will see all the trades that happened on the trade deadline day. All those trades, the Vanek trade that Garth Snow shit the bed in. I don't want to talk about that. I'm not an Islanders fan, but still, kind of shitty move. But moving on from that, we are going to do the scouting report here. I want to scout for, I think it's Reinhardt, but in this one, I'm just going to scout the Nick Ritchie area. He's a power forward, big center. We are going to look to add either depth winger or a depth center. We're not gonna, if we do tank enough, we can go for the first overall. But from that, I might want to go with a defenseman too. We are weak in defense, as you see. Forwards, great first line, and Hall, Nugent, Eberle. I love it. And below them, a great second line too in Perron, Gagne, and Yakupov. The Nuge isn't the best faceoff taker, but that's all right. And nor is Gagne. I think Gagne's stats, as we check right here, is like 73. It's not too great, but his offensive categories make up for it. Shouldn't suffer too bad. We have guys for the penalty kill that can take his job for now. But Smith, Gordon, and Jones, good third liners. Again, the contract situation. Maybe if this is Gordon's year, we can sign him back for cheaper. And Yoansu's all right. Hendricks is actually a pretty decent center, good penalty killer. And this enforcer is just a guy we're gonna have to replace with someone else who's obviously better. We can't have a 67 overall riding on our team. Ferentz, the guy we're gonna end up probably moving this video. I have an idea in Jake Gardner on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jake Gardner fits their system better. The age, the rebuild, I like it. Ferentz isn't bad defensive stats as you just saw, not too bad, but I want to move in more of a rebuild direction. Schultz, you see here, great offensive categories, great defense. He's taken down by his defensive and physical categories, but still, he's at the age and the potential where he can get better and be that top two defenseman for the team. Petrie, as you see here, 25 years old, got good defensive categories. I like it. Good physical category. He'll be manning the second line for us if we get Gardner. Just all pending if we do. And the step guy here, Marinson, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's good. 3.5 green star, good defensive categories. Probably end up playing him on the second line, pending the trade. It's all depending on if we move the trade. And Larson and Frazier can man the third line. Good depth defensemen for now. Hopefully we can fill out the bottom six in the future in a better way. But now we are going to hop into trades. I pre-scouted the teams that wanted Andrew Ferentz. There are only 4 teams. And I looked at the defense, but we want to get defense in return for him since he is a decent defender. And we looked at Phaneuf. Phaneuf's just too much. The $6.5 million deal at 8 more years. We don't want to be stuck with that. Doesn't have great trade value as it is. And Gardner's got 1 year left on his minor league deal. And look at him, 23 years old, good defensive categories, got the 4.5 gold star, a perfect wingman for Justin Schultz in the first line. You see he's got good defensive category, good offensive category, and I like the two-way. I don't like specifically offense and defense, but you do need a few. So as we go through the team here, you're going to see we're going to put in Ferentz, and they do like him, which is good. Only more tries than I thought it would, and it pissed me off a little bit, to be honest. But nonetheless, it went through, and it was really no problem. Besides that, going forward, I'm going to try to get more shootout commentaries in this. This is going to be an every other day series. So this is going to be out Thursday night. The next one will be Saturday. We'll probably get through a bunch of simulating in that. I'll be recording the next one live so you can hear me. It's probably the first thing I recorded live as you see the trade just went through. And it'll probably be a lot better from there. And hopefully, this is kind of unprofessional, but hopefully this does turn into a good series. But now we're going to look to move Victor fast. I know he's a decent goalie, but he's 31 years old, $2.9 million, a great contract for him, but he's just too old for us. It's not the type of guy we want. Markstrom, 80 overall. He's got the 4.5 red stars, not bad, and he's got decent stats. The only thing that's holding him down is his poise category. His poise is low. It's a little rough, but with progression and him getting better, it'll work out. We're going to add Richardson to the deal. A nice depth guy for us, and also he clears up some cap. Maybe the replacement for Boyd Gordon. We'll see. See, Gordon does have a little bit of trade value, but nothing special. We're not going to get a good third liner like him in return, so we'll see. I'll have to check his contract situation coming up, but from what I do see, this is a decent trade. I did try to get a little too much in return, and I did hurt my GM reputation between me and Vancouver, but who the hell cares? I hate Vancouver anyway. And in real life, their GM is a mess. As you see, his poise is pretty low at 75. That's the only thing that's bringing him down. He's in mid-80s and everything else. That's great. And he's 23 years old, so I can't wait to see how he progresses through the season. And if we do have a bad season, we're not going to blame him. We are coming into the season expecting bad, knowing we're going to be better with Edmonton. But hopefully the next season we rebound and have a good season. I have expectations for next season to hopefully make the playoffs. I With the offense we have, we can score a ton of goals. It's just if the defense, if we keep the puck out of the net. Special teams, I think we're great in. We got the specialists on the point and on the penalty kill. We can also get some scoring on the penalty kill, depending on if we want to put Taylor Hall or the Nuge. Not Eberle, he's not in that category, but still. Um, and also with this team, other guys I was thinking about moving. Scrivens has a kind of hefty deal for a goalie who's not so good. As you see, the trade went through. Markstrom, a decent goalie to have, still on his young gun deal, so I'm happy with that. Can't complain with him. He's a good goalie. We're going through the team, showing that we do have some depth on defense. They're just a few years away. We're going to do some roster cleanup, send some guys down. And you're going to see, even though these crappy guys we did pick up on the other end, they do help us with the fourth line depth that we've had a problem with. We did have a 67 overall enforcer. Now you see the goalies, two good goalies. We can roll with either one. Scrivens ain't that bad. He's probably a lot better in real life. Should have had a better rating in the game, but we're going to send down this guy Belov. Doesn't have the greatest potential. We're going to want to play our guys that will get better during the season and through a season. First line, we're going to keep the same. Second line, we're going to keep the same. And maybe we'll try to move Ryan Smith. I don't really know. I don't know if any team's going to want him. Hopefully he retires, because I really don't want him on the team anymore either. This Hendricks guy, great face-off guy. Going to be a great penalty killer. And this Jesse Yoensu guy, he's ugly, so we're not going to play him. he's a little fudge ball. So now we're going to go take a look at the lines. We're going to edit them here. First line, keeping the same. Loving it. Fourth line, we're going to start off with Hendricks, great face-off taker. With McClellan, who can also take face-offs, and Richardson. Jones, Gordon, and Ryan Smith. Line basically stayed the same. But I do like Gordon. Second line, keeping it the same. Like I said, in the first line, we have a stacked up first line. Can't wait to see how that turns out. We're going to put Gardner on the first line with Schultz. Two best guys on our team, I think. We're going to put Petrie on the second line. And I want to move up the defense. We're going to look to put Perron on there. Maybe Perron's got a good defensive category. I don't know. We're going to have to see how it rolls throughout the season. This is all a trial season, so it's good. We'll find out who fits on the power play as the season goes on. Richardson has decent stats. I'm thinking about putting on someone else. Maybe Jonesy. I'm not too sure with him. He is 29 years old, so I'd like to put someone who could maybe get better. Maybe we try Yakupov. I'm not too sure, but by the next video that'll all be settled out, and I'll show you the lines. We'll get right into some simulating. We're gonna move up Schultz together with Gardner. I think that's the best defensive pairing together. Maybe Petrie is a defensive defenseman, but I do want Schultz to get better and progress. We're gonna put Petrie and Marson together. See a three-man PK. We're gonna have McClellan and Gordon. Move Schultz back up to the first line with his buddy Gardner, newly acquired, and put Petrie with Marson. Four-man lines. Nothing crazy. Just doing the defensive shifts again that we did before. Put Larson to the third line. Bring up Morinson and switch Larson and Morinson one more time to do that. Moving on again to extra attacker. No big deal. Goalies. I like what we see here. And we're going to just take a quick look at the Barons or AHL team. We're going to want to play our good potential guys high up, like Harak, play him on the first line, and Kleefbaum. Reason Darnell Nurse is not on there, if you may wonder, he's in juniors, so he's not going to be on our AHL team. I think he's like 18 years old, a pretty young guy, so he's not going to be on this team. But that basically is going to wrap it up. Just going through a few more guys here. But yeah, next video will be out Saturday. It'll be a live recording. And yeah, it's about it. So until then, I'll see you guys later, and peace.